Hello, and welcome to Rethinking Our History, where we seek to shed a light on events that have been forgotten and covered up, and to make us all question how much do we really know about our history? I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian, and we are here to reveal all the sordid details of history that have been swept under the rug. Get ready to get angry, be curious, and maybe have a laugh or two as we rethink our history.
Hello, friends.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us for another lesson, number 34. This week, we're going to be looking at a missing persons case, which sadly does not have a ton of information. But first, the business. We will be at Haywood Pride on Main on June 28th. That is a Saturday. We're coming up on 20 days from when we're recording this.
Nice.
19 from when this episode will release. So y'all come out and see us. It's going to be
close.
Hot, but we'll have tie-dye t-shirts and stickers. Patty will be there. Maybe we'll bring a bubble machine.
Nice.
That sounds like fun,
actually. That does sound like fun.
I just thought about that.
Put it on the list.
We can bring the gazillion bubble thing and just sit it there and...
Yep.
Patty, pour more bubbles in it. All right. If you found us here first and are a fan of the paranormal, give our show, The Paranormal Lovers, a try. Over 100 episodes about everything from dragons to the mystery of the missing lighthouse keepers of the Flannan Isles. You remember that one?
I think so, yeah.
They were just gone.
Yeah.
Just gone. Still fascinated by that story. If you would please be so kind, give us a follow, share, rating, review, if possible, on social media and your favorite streaming app. We are on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We also have videos on YouTube. We're on like Spotify, Apple, iHeart,
just about all
Pandora.
Of them.
I finally got us on Pandora.
Nice.
Yeah, just about everything. Just search for The Paranormal Lovers in the search bar to find us on any of those platforms. If you would like to support the making of these shows, we have a couple of ways to do so. First, we have the merch store at theparanormallovers.threadless.com. There you can get shirts, stickers, wall art, and many other things. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/theparanormallovers, where for only $5 a month, you get early access to unedited videos of both shows, as well as stickers and other swag from time to time.
Also, if you like something, share it. That helps a lot too.
Yeah, sharing stuff on the social medias helps a lot, because the more y'all share it, the more people see it. The more people see it, the more they're going to follow us. The more followers we have, the higher up in the ratings we go, yada yada, etc., etc. And finally, if you have a personal story topic request or you'd like to be a guest on the show, email us at theparanormallovers@yahoo.com. So I am well aware that May 5th has passed and Indigenous People History Month is November. But the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous people is not a once or twice a year issue.
Right.
It's a daily problem.
For sure.
In an investigation done by NPR that focuses on the states of Washington and New Mexico, which are two states that are required to submit missing persons to NamUs, or the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, it is found that there were roughly 2,400
Jesus.
2,400 missing people who have not been submitted to the database.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, one article I read said that on a national level, there's roughly 5,500 missing Indigenous people in this country, and 116 of them are on NamUs.
Wow.
116 out of 550 missing people.
That's crazy.
One such person is 40-year-old Benita Long. Benita was a member of the Yakama Nation who dealt with substance use disorder and was occasionally unhoused, which, as we've learned, is not uncommon in these communities due to the generational trauma they faced throughout history. And she did not always struggle this way. Benita's cousin Lonnie Long is one of the ones spearheading the search for Benita. She remembers being 14 and meeting 13-year-old Benita for the first time and being blown away by how outgoing and confident her cousin was. Being a victim of abuse, Lonnie was more closed off and reserved. But once she moved in with Benita and her family on the reservation, her cousin taught her how to stand up for herself. While it is not uncommon, while it was not uncommon for Benita to go MIA for a week or even a month, she always popped up from time to time to check in with her family. I feel like a lot of families have that one person, like that cousin that's just kind of like never around, but then they pop in every once in a while, and you're like, oh, you're still alive? Thank God.
Right.
As an enrolled member of the Yakama Nation, she received regular capital checks, and I don't know if they call them something else there. That's what people here on the Cherokee Reservation call them. And it was the untouched money that made them realize Benita had not been around for a while. As it happened with these cases, law enforcement did not take the disappearance seriously due to Benita's history. They said, oh, she's probably just sleeping off her high somewhere. But how would she be getting high when her bank account had not been touched for 2 months?
Right.
That was when they reported her missing. They noticed her bank account had not been touched for 2 months.
Yeah.
So she's been sleeping off a high for 2 months? The fuck was she doing?
Right.
Once the police began to actually investigate, the trail had gone cold. According to the Urban Indian Health Institute, Native women in Washington state are 4 times as likely to disappear as their white counterparts.
Hmm.
Nationwide, they are 3 times as likely to go missing.
Wow.
In 2022, however, Washington state became the first to pass a bill to create the Turquoise Alert, an alert an alert system for missing indigenous people. This was spearheaded by Representative Deborah Lankinoff. In concert with this bill, another was passed, and I'm like, it's one of those things that pisses you off because you're like, we really had to make a fucking law to make people do their goddamn jobs, but okay.
Right.
Um, it says, quote, requires county coroners or medical examiners to take steps to identify and notify family members of murdered indigenous people and return their remains, end quote. That's their job, ain't it?
Should be, yeah.
Kind of what the coroner and medical examiner are there for, like kind of identify who that is if you don't know, fingerprints, DNA, teeth, all that good stuff.
Right.
Is that not part of their fucking job?
Yeah.
So I hope that the local agencies actually will utilize these alert systems and that medical examiners and coroners will actually do their jobs. I don't have a lot of faith that this is going to help.
Yeah.
God damn it. Can you turn that off real quick?
Yeah. I gotcha.
Sorry, guys, my alarm just decided to. That's my clean my CPAP alarm. Thanks. Sorry about that. But yeah, hopefully these things will actually work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, agencies, when people go missing, they will actually put them on the alert system. Can we actually use the turquoise alert system? Let's use it.
Shows you how important those jobs are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope that every coroner is a Bones.
God,
You
yes,
know,
right? A bones
they
or
want to
a
identify and get things right
yeah.
instead of just going, that's a John Doe. That's like the 5th one this week. All right, just put him in the back somewhere.
You're looking at them like, yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know. They died. Like, gee, fucking thanks. We can tell. How? Why? Who is this?
it's just another one of those.
A bones or a Isles?
People need to get paid more. Like
Mora
that's
Isles?
just simple, flat out. People with jobs that are important need to be paid what importance is.
They do need to be paid more, but the thing with a job like a medical examiner or a coroner is one, it's kind of complicated because every jurisdiction is different in how they get appointed to the office.
Yeah.
One, in some places, you can be appointed by like a local politician, other places, you get voted in. So, there in that, it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, my brain just shut down. But the problem with paying them more for me is I feel like that's a job that you should want to have because you want to help people,
Yeah.
not just for the money.
Right.
You know, I feel like in this, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't think it's important.
Right.
But back to Benita. As far as we know, she has still not been added to NamUs. Why? No, we don't know. We don't know.
What the hell?
The last time anyone saw Benita, she was being dropped off at the El Corral Motel in Topanish, Washington on March 26, 2022. She was 5'3" and roughly 130 pounds. She was 40 at the time she went missing with short black hair. She was wearing gray sweatpants and a black hoodie and also had a black backpack with her. She has a scar on her chin and a burn scar on her leg. On one forearm, she has NLP tattooed, and across her knuckles, she has BORN and SINR, so Born Center. Original. Benita Original. If you or anyone you know has any information on the disappearance or whereabouts of Benita Long, please contact the Yakama Nation Police at 509 865 2933 and refer to case number 22 004 And that's all I have. That's all I could find about Benita.
That's sad.
It is sad. Like,
So many of those cases get overlooked. Like,
it it breaks my heart how many times you just go look for any information on these people, and the last time they were seen was here, and that's all we know.
right.
Have you what
'Cause
what?
people aren't doing their jobs.
They're not. And where she went missing specifically around this hotel is a notorious area for indigenous women to go missing from.
Right.
And it's not I was looking up some stuff today. Recently they had Blue Jean Jacket Day, which was started in 2023 in Edmonton, Alberta, I think is where Edmonton is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a vast underreporting of missing and murdered indigenous men and boys as well.
Right.
This is not just a woman problem. It's more covered because women's families are more vocal about it, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But it's an issue all over, and we just don't hear about it because they're not doing their job to investigate
Yep.
these cases. And like, if it was your child, your son, your brother, your uncle, your mother, your sister, your auntie, your best friend, do you not want to fucking know what happens?
Yeah.
Do you not want to fucking know what happened? Like, do your job.
I want to know what happened, and like, I'm not family.
Like,
So,
how does somebody just get dropped off at a hotel and just fucking disappear?
yeah.
Like, she lived in this area her whole life. People knew her, and she just fucking fell off the face of the map.
Yeah.
They've never found any article of clothing. They've never found her backpack. No one's ever received a phone call from her. Nothing. Just gone.
Right.
Well, thank you, friends, for joining us to hear Benita's case today. And I do pray that her family finds answers sooner rather than later,
Me too.
even if that's bringing home a body. In the native cultures and a lot of indigenous cultures, there are rituals that need to be performed so that that person's spirit can pass on into the afterlife.
Yeah.
And every single one of these people that's missing and that who might be dead and is laying in a field, for their families, their spirits are stuck.
Yeah.
And they need to be able to move on.
For sure.
And even if they don't find them alive, they at least deserve that much. Well, hope you guys have a good week. And we'll see you guys later.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.